All right, we are live in the crypt tonight. Kind of it's not spur of the moment, but I was talking to Josh. We wanted to get him back on so we could talk about this three-eyed demon here. Here he comes now. Real excited about this piece. You guys who tuned in before, he was having sound problems, so we took it off the live streams until we could get him back on. Hopefully tonight we run smoothly. Talk to Josh a little bit about what he does as a sculptor and this amazing piece back here he did. And here he comes in, and you know what? I'm going to introduce him in the dark and let him see that three-eyed demon all lit up. Those eyes, let you guys see it. Some Michael Toth sick art. Just got to get those light up boxes all going. And ladies and gentlemen, Josh Lucas, Skin Reaper Studios. What's up, buddy? All right, we got you up here. Are you frozen? Let's see. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties. I see him. All right. Let's see what's up here. But while we're trying to pull him up, let's see if we can hold on one second here. All right, I'm trying to figure this out. See what we can do with Josh. See if we can pop up here. He's frozen on my screen. I don't know if you guys see him. Let me go to the comments, say hi to you guys. What is up? Look at Tony. I know Mike stole your phone because that's the only king fool I know. It's Mike. What is going on? Good to see everybody. Looks like we might be having technical difficulties with Josh again, but how cool is that three-eyed demon back there? Wow, with all Mike's sick light up stuff. And yeah, I got more of those battery packs. I just need more batteries. I know that are in there, but yeah, the three-eyed demon is in. That's going to be a sick centerpiece. I'm so excited about it. I'm so glad we went with the three light up eyes. They really pop. Lighting and stuff is a big part of what we've been doing lately. So, hey, Shangy, how are you? Well, I appreciate the handsome host part. The lovely Shangy, check her out. And what was I going to say? All right, well, we're waiting for some people to get in here. I think he's got to back in and back out. Hopefully he makes it back. I know it's frustrating for him, but Josh is amazing. The Skin Reaper Studios. Let's see if I can, we can probably be easier to move this. Look at that bad boy. The three-eyed demon. And we got some different ideas with paint ups. Also, like there's one that fits down here that we talked about doing. I don't know if we'll do it next, but let's see what we can do with lighting here. Play around with some lighting. See if we can get Josh back in here. Let's see what we can do. Show off the three-eyed demon for Josh. Even if he's having problems tonight, I think it's going to be, we're going to get him on again. Got some sick cutout black lights. The eyes are doing nice back there. Get some more batteries and get those other battery packs going. But I'm getting ready to hit the road for July, so I don't want to start setting up too much. I got to start tearing down. And I really wanted to get more done today. So how is everybody? How is everybody? Happy Sunday night. I think it's Monday morning for Shangy over there. And yeah, we're just doing a random pop-up. Let me see what's going on with Josh Lucas. And if he can't make it on, we'll talk about the three-eyed demon a bit. Some of these shows, some of the focus that I've talked with Brett and also Beatrice about. Oh, yes, Mike said he sees all the crowdfunding. The artist Michael Toth, who does all this amazing art. He wants to do a step-by-step video. He wants his GoFundMe to be rolling out so he can buy a Lego set. So, important stuff in life. This is an important cause for Mike, and let's make sure we support that cause. Let's support the man. But yes, I'm very, very happy with this three-eyed demon. It's going to be a centerpiece. We're going to be building more around it. I want to get a stand for it so it's even more elevated. And Yeah, it's gonna go so nice with the table. We got some amazing, amazing items this year. So a bunch of new items. Obviously, the three-eyed demon. We're talking about putting that into production. So anybody who really likes something like this, it's once the store pops open, which is definitely the website's up. I just got to go through all my stuff, take pictures, and we're gonna put some like the three-eyed demons up there, some of these light up boxes, some autographed items, something, maybe you guys can't meet some of these people. I can go out and do something for you. We'll figure something out either way. We got this convention run from July to October, and me and Brett have been discussing some other ideas going forward after this, and also with Beatrice. So, and Michael Toth, of course, who's doppelganging as his mom tonight. He's impersonating his poor mother, Antonia. But yeah, now let me see if Josh messaged me. Let me see what's up. I feel so bad because I know this means so much to him, and it means a lot to me what he did, along with all these other talented people. Of course, you fool, Michael Toth, Ricky Spanish. But no, I don't mean something for everyone. Yeah, well, there'll definitely be stuff in the store that you can buy, the autographed VHS boxes. A lot of these Doomsday's Krypt exclusive things, the blacklight cutouts. I got a ton of them, and I think they're going to do well. And that's why I've been putting them up there. I mean, how cool are those blacklight cutouts up there? Those things are sweet. Those light up boxes, man. You want a cool room. These guys that I know, they'll hook you up with something, and it's pretty awesome once you have it in person. Like, you can't even tell how cool this is in person unless you're here. It doesn't come through as nearly as nice in the camera. You can't tell how badass this three-eyed demon looks. I mean, it looks badass, don't get me wrong, still, but nothing like having it in your hands and seeing it in person. Even the flesh tones, they're amazing in the pictures and stuff, but when you see it in person, it's like, wow, he killed it. Just like the Arnold. That could be a good brawl, good Mortal Kombat brawl, the three-eyed demon versus Terminator. Yeah, he really did do an awesome job on the scope, on the sculpt on that. And Mike knows we went through a lot, and I was hoping Josh would be here. There was a lot of different designs before we came down with this sculpt. Josh really worked hard. There was one I really liked, but it just wasn't quite right. So he changed around one that really wasn't right, and then he got to this one. It was kind of a middle ground between the two, and it definitely, I like it. I like it. It's a cool piece, man. Yeah, see if I can grab it without breaking it here. All right, this piece. That's what I'm talking about. Flesh tones. We went with to do the lights on the eyes. I think was just. I mean, that really puts this piece over the edge. Like I said, you cannot tell how amazing this thing is in person. Let me turn out the lights and see what we can do here. Check it out in the lights. This thing is awesome. The hood comes off, the cowl. But yeah, he did an amazing job. I really like the weathering on the hood. He really knocked it out of the park. That's why I didn't take off the hood. I knew I'd make a mess. But yeah. Yeah, it's a sick piece. I mean, you can't really. I mean, the dude's a beast of a sculptor. What can I say? We're gonna be doing more. We got Brett and Beatrice characters to do, so we'll definitely be working on those in the future. We've talked about that. More characters for the Doomsday's Krypt comic, as you see over here. Oh, we just took out some stuff. But we got to get a Brett one, and I think that'd make a cool table piece when hopefully we're doing a whole bunch of great cons together. And yeah, I'm excited for this run to start. I'm feeling like I'm just not ready yet because I got so much to pack, but a lot of cool items on the way here. A lot of VHS boxes, a lot of Freddy's. I'll be sitting with Beatrice at Krypticon in a few weeks in July. Krypticon, Kansas City, July 7th through the 9th. Give me a second here. And yeah, I'll be sitting with Beatrice. We're gonna have a ton of Freddy gloves, Freddy heads, Michael Myers masks, you name it. Art, the Funkos, the Funko Pops, these Funko cases, the cutouts. I can't even name all the stuff we're bringing. And I got to organize it because I got so much stuff for 6 conventions. I got to bring the right stuff. I got more than I could possibly take with me on the first run. What is up, Swag?
Well, I saw you on there talking by yourself. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Maybe I better get in there and say hello.
Come bail me out. Yeah. Poor Josh, man. I feel so bad for the dude. But I was showing this off. This thing's looking pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, let's see it. I'm pretty.
Wait till you see it in person. I mean, you just don't even understand. Then we get a swag character done. We got the Batra character. We just got to design the swag. Be nice centerpieces on our tables.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Next to the Leatherface, of course, you got to have the Leatherface, but the big swag's a character in his own. So.
That's right, for God's sakes. Yeah, that thing looks great. I mean, wait a minute.
Josh Lucas.
Josh Lucas. That's right. Josh is great at what he does, and I know he took his time with that thing, and it just came out beautiful. So, is he having computer issues again?
Yeah, and he said he did a stream not that long ago, and he didn't have any problems. And he got in here, and he was frozen. Let me see if he's messaged back. I think he's probably pissed right now. He probably lost all his internet again. That's what happened the last time he was showing me pictures. I'm like, dude, I believe you. I just feel awful for you.
Yeah, it happens.
We were going to do it earlier today, but he forgot he had to go visit family because I guess it sometimes works better in the day. But poor guy.
Yeah, it is what it is. It happens. It's listen.
We're going to see a lot more Josh Lucas. We got a lot more. I mean, he's fantastic. He's definitely a guy I know I can reach out to, count on, and that's a big deal to me. And then the quality of, you see the quality of the work he did.
It's amazing.
I mean,
not many people.
He went off a picture, I mean, he didn't.
That's great.
I mean, it took a lot of work, and he put a lot of time in it. And I'm sure there were times where and I know there were times he's like, this fucking guy, this guy, man. But it was important to me. He knew that, and it was important to him to do. He was really, he appeared to really be excited for this project, and he liked the challenge. We've talked about that, about challenging himself, and this was something different for him. And I think he pulled it off. I mean, like a challenge.
I challenged him as well to do a real full size, bodied thing of me, skinny, and he couldn't pull it off. He said, "There's no way." He says, "I have nothing."
We have discussed doing an animatronic 3-eyed demon, which would be cool as hell.
I said, "Make me skinny." He said, "I don't know if that's possible." So
yeah, I know. I think he could. You got a skinny face, Brett. Just suck it. Tell him. Just imagine I'm sucking it in. I'm flexing. I'm ready. Just make it. Just go off this.
That's why I have this. This is why I have this, Mr. Crypt Keeper, because that will cover up some of that Steven Seagal down here.
The old, the turkey.
The old Steven Seagal triple
I'm
chin.
Avoiding it, but it's coming. It's coming. I think about a year, and the gobbler will really be like flickering around. I'll have to grow that down. And 47, I figure by 48, it'll be like a speed bag punch.
Oh, I forgot you're young. That's right. You're a young man.
Yeah. 47, not that young.
So we got a couple cool, I guess, announcements we can talk about. We got Roy Rose from the Cult Classic, who does the in Bastrop, Texas, who also owns the original gas station. I do believe he also owns the semi truck that was at the ending of the movie that I think they're working on. And now he's doing the Baton Rouge Cult Classic, which a lot of us are going to. So Roy's going to come on next month with us and talk everything Cult Classic, which is pretty cool. He's a very interesting, promoter, entrepreneur. So a guy that right up our alley to talk with. And, everybody's done the Cult Classic. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of cool people. They don't just bring in guys from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to do it. So we're pretty excited. I'm excited. September 3rd weekend, I'll be up in Baton Rouge with Roy and CJ Graham and Tom Matthews. And
That's
I think
becoming a regular with you two, you three, you, CJ, and Tom. But they're great guys. There's
listen,
nothing like being at a convention with those two.
those are two of the nicest guys in the business. If you can learn a little bit, I've already learned some stuff from CJ. CJ's been doing conventions a lot longer than I have, and he's given me a little bit of advice. I learn advice. I take advice from guys like I could watch Doug Jones do his thing. I watch Doug Tate, watch Bill Mosley, of course, R.A. Mihailoff, and you watch how these guys, because there is an art form to, and you too, there's a way to work a convention where you're kind to everybody. You can still be kind to everybody, and you still have to deal with. There's a lot of stress on. You and I, we spend a ton of money to come up with new product when we're going to a convention. Oh, yeah. People don't understand, and then someone like you who brings a lot of product and will buy 3 tables. That I mean, you got 4 shows coming up. We got 4 shows together. You got a whole bunch.
Yeah, 4 with you, 2 with Beatrice, 2 that we. It's gonna be awesome. Really, the last show for me as of now, October at Scarefest. I'm starting off with Beatrice. Then I hit with you in Denver. We'll be at Krypt Denver, their first year. We'll be sitting at the table. Then we do 3 more. We do Midwest. We do Monster Expo and Scarefest. So it's gonna be. We're gonna see a lot of each other.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, we see each other. Yeah. No, that's good.
It is a good thing. It'll be a lot of fun. And, I think we're going to have a really successful run for these, this July to October run. I think it's going to go really well for all of us. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Oh, look at that.
I love meeting you guys. Yep. Mr. Peter Anthony, Monster Expo 3D. Peter, are you going to Scarefest this year too? I imagine you are. So we'll see Peter a couple times this year. We definitely got to go have a few drinks.
Peter's got a script that he has said that the Big Schwag has got a nice role for me in there. So I'm going to hold him to that. I like to see.
He said something. He had an idea for you for his new movie, and we got to get Peter on again. I'd love to talk about this new project as much as he can, and inform us about. But no Scarefest, huh? We're going to miss you there. But hey, Monster Expo 3D, that's going to be a real fun event. Yeah,
we're excited about that. I mean, my buddy Paul up in I can't say his last name, Bernier. Anyways, Paul, who I've met and signed some stuff for a couple years ago at Rock and Shock out there. The last time I was in the Massachusetts area doing a show, and met Paul and. I believe it was at Rock and Shock. I think it was Rock and Shock. And he was suggesting, he's like, you got to get out here. You got to get out to the Boston, Massachusetts area. And I'm like, you tell me, bud. I would love to come out there. And then, he hooked us up with our buddy here, Joe, right? Joe Souza. I think we're saying.
Joe's a great guy. Actually,
there's Paul right there. Paul's in.
I met Joe through Beatrice because he was doing an ad. I put the ad in their new Monster, the Monster Mag.
That's right.
And so Doomsday's Krypt will be in there. And then I got in touch with Joe about that and then started talking. Next thing I was great. Brett's going. Beatrice unfortunately couldn't go. That would have been a lot of fun, but it's my old stomping ground, Taunton. I used to play hockey there as a kid. I'm from Massachusetts. I haven't been there in about probably close to 7 years, 6 years, maybe longer. And the last time I went, I really didn't enjoy it. It was a tough time. It wasn't really a fun trip. It was one I had to go to, not by choice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to my old stomping ground, seeing some old friends.
Yeah, well, hopefully your parole officer won't do that again to you, so you don't have to get dragged in. Yeah.
Well, thank God I don't use bars of soap anymore. That guy,
Yeah, listen, I'm
with this. But hey, yeah, Joe Souza's been great. I'll tell you, all these conventions. Obviously, I'm doing 3 with Chaz DeMoss, Krypticon. Great guy, been really, really awesome. Puts on an amazing show. Brandon Griffith and Adrian, can't say enough about them at Scarefest. Joe Souza's been amazing, and I don't know why I'm forgetting. It's on the top of my tongue. Midwest Monster Fest. We had him on, and
Oh yeah,
he's a great guy too. We're both bad with names.
Gosh, I'm and I'm buddies with him for the last couple of years.
But he's a great guy. I enjoy
he's
having
great
him
dude.
on and talking. I mean, all these conventions we're going to, they're great conventions, great promoters. And
in Midwest especially, right? Midwest, they were looking a little light on guests, and then bam, all of a sudden they've over the last month and a half there's some really, really good guests coming to Midwest, which I'm excited about. And there is a burger joint down below that has the Big Schwag burger. I got to remind those guys to break out the Big Schwag burger.
Do you get a cut on the Big Schwag burger though?
I think we'll probably get a couple free burgers, which I'm all right with, and maybe a nice frosty, because I used to go out there 11 years in a row doing Sturgis on the River, which was a bike show that they had there in Davenport, Iowa. So sometimes I would stay across on the other side of the river, which is the Illinois side, the Rock Island side. And trying to remember that damn bar. I had that bar name and I can't think of it now. Steve's Old Time Tap. So
here's a guy who's all over the place. I've been following a lot lately is Gene Williams. He's got his hands in conventions. He runs. I forget which one he does.
He helps with the whole bunch, and he also helps promote some folks. And he's been a big proponent and supporter of your page and the Doomsday's Krypt, and also myself and anything we do, which is great. Look at that, Peter Anthony. Paul Bernier is a great friend of mine. Good guy. He has a beautiful family. He does. That's right. Paul is a great guy, and that makes sense, Peter Anthony, that you guys know each other.
Yep.
The cool people know each other, and we tend to just hang out with cool people. What's nice about all of a sudden we're starting to get into big convention season is I've known Robert Mukes we've been going up for the same roles for like 25, 30 years out here in LA. And now we're kind of reconnecting, doing some of the conventions together. He's another guy you can watch if you're new to conventions, and watch how he does really well at the conventions, and he's good with everybody. And you got to remember, if you're not nice, even if it's someone doesn't want an autograph, you still got to say hello and be able to BS a little bit and be kind to them. And Robert's good at that. So I'm excited that the 6'10" bone crusher, we used to call him the bone crusher. We're doing a whole bunch of shows together, which is nice. So it's going to be
to meet him. I haven't met him yet, and I've always heard great things. I know a lot of people, including yourself, that know him, and everybody loves Mukes, especially the ladies.
Rumor has it that the ladies do like the 6'10" suave debonair guy. Yeah. And he's I've said it before. He's raised two great kids. One of his kids just got an academic scholarship to Berkeley, which is just, and the other one's like 14 years old and amazing at, volleyball. So probably he'll have another scholarship athlete in the family. He's a great guy.
The genetics are definitely there.
Yeah. It's all good stuff. But Paul's a great guy. I'm real excited to get to see him.
Josh, he was talking. I think it's probably Tony. But yes, Josh is amazing. Got to give him a shout out. We're gonna get him back up here. I feel awful that he's having these internet problems. Since it's history, I'm just gonna make sure this thing is so.
Well, bad. Show that mask one more time. I'd like to see it. I didn't get to see it up close.
Yeah. Give it a little.
Okay, give it a little ambiance.
Little. Break my back over here. There's just no room in this room. Let me see. Let me fix them up a little bit. Give them a proper. I mean, the weathering on this cowl is pretty sick. I mean,
oh yeah, I love the light up though. That's great, man.
I mean, look, the eyes was just definitely the way to go. I'm so glad we went that direction. It's such a great piece because even when the lights are on, the eyes light up great. I mean,
it looks great.
It's just I'm so excited for the centerpiece, and we've already talked. We're going to be producing these, but also we're going to be creating more characters. We want to do like almost a a setup around it, have our VHS boxes, and just have a whole bunch of cool stuff that's kind of going around this. That'll be a future thing. And definitely maybe even like one of those whole big dioramas. I'll just turn this table behind me into one. You know, you never know.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out June 17th. Okay. Yeah, let me get back to where are you? Let me find you again. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, July 17th. Is that the 17th, a Saturday?
Which one? June
17th, excuse me.
Which one's June 17th?
That's a good question. That is what I'm doing. Yeah, June 17th. It's
yeah, you might want to make sure you got that, dude.
I got that. On June 17th, it's Arts Sideshow pop-up out in Montclair. Real excited about that. Eileen Dietz is going to be there. So
yeah, she's at a few events this year. I think I'm at. I think she's at. I know she's at least one. There's a bunch of people I'm looking forward to meeting. Melanie Kinnaman. I haven't had a chance to meet her yet. She seems like she's really nice.
Really nice. And legit actress too. I hate to say that but legit still working. She's doing she's got a really good TV show coming up, I think that's with what's his name? Kevin Costner, something like that. It's but she got cast in
good for her.
Yeah, it's not Yellowstone, it's something else, but
it's something along those lines, like a quality drama show.
Yeah, quality drama. She listened, Paul, John Milius, and she hangs out with some interesting big time folks, and we got to do a show together in Virginia last year. And she was great. We went and did some radio together. But yeah, real excited for her getting that gig. And a lot of our friends are getting a lot of, Tam Glenn's got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and Beatrice is working on doing some movies. And I'm
proud of them. It's great to I haven't had a chance to meet some, but we both are become friends with Tam. Obviously, we love Beatrice to death too. And it's been great getting to know these people and then seeing, like you're saying, getting busy. I've been excited seeing you get so busy. Scarefest, Krypticon, these pop up. I mean, every week it's like, are you? Because you've been on the go, and luckily, you're a little bit of a night owl. So afterwards, you're kind of unwinding. If I'm doing a live stream, even though it might not be announced as DK and the Swag, usually you wind up popping in to say hello, like tonight. And
well, it's if I could. I should regulate how much I'm on Facebook, but that's you and I both use Facebook and Instagram to promote our businesses, right? So it's all marketing. It's the way it is. I mean, that's what I tell my wife. So it's all marketing, babe. So you got to cut me some slack. But yeah, could we or could I take a break from Facebook? Of course I could. But yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up. Another thing that we're excited about, which I would give my left testicle to be in Terrifier 3. I know they just announced that's going to be a go. I think you're going to see.
I think it'd be fun seeing Art whoop the big man's ass.
Listen, I'm ready for it. I'm such a big fan of those guys, movie wise, acting wise. And then when I got to hang out with them a little bit to two different shows, I introduced myself at Krypt IECon last year. This February actually. And then I was at Horror Hound and got to walk around with the guys a little bit and say hello and go to their tables and say hi. And I'm a big fan of theirs personally now, as on a friendship basis, because I think they're just really first rate and class acts. And you're going to probably see 3, 4, 5. I would think they'll probably at least do a 4th or a 5th right there, buddy. I think they'll do a 4 or 5. You want to keep going. Look at if they can keep being creative and come up with good stuff. There's no reason that you couldn't have a Terrifier 10, in outer space.
Well, the great thing about it, is, and they don't give a lot of answers, and I like that with a horror movie. Sometimes you don't need all the answers. Like Michael Myers, the original 78, was you didn't get any answers. It was always questions, always questions, always questions. And I love that in horror. And I think Terrifier does that in a very well brutal way, giving hints that there's something going on. Maybe they have an idea over, like, as the story goes. I'm sure they're going to have to flesh him out a little bit more, but the mysteriousness of Art the Clown is what makes Art the Clown Art the Clown.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and we said it before, it's so good for, Damien Leone and these guys it's good for the whole community when you can do something, which, in their first 2 or 3 movies they did were all, I believe, I mean, don't hold me wrong, but they were all crowdfunded. And, like I said, I would listen. If I don't think they're going to use crowdfunding for the third one, but if they do, you watch how many people are going to want to be in that movie, are going to be like, listen, I'll triple pay.
I told you, Damien Leone, I believe, is doing some of the SFX. They got some of the Terrifier team on the Fuzz on the Lens, Mike and Jason Levy's project that I got the Doomsday's Krypt brand in. He reached out to me when he was first doing it. It was when I was at my first Phantasm. I was like, oh, that's cool. He told me who he was. Mike Levy. I was the guy who got my head decapitated. The second best kill, in my opinion, in the movie. And then he was telling me about the Stream movie with Felissa Rose, Danielle Harris. I mean, the list goes on and on. Tony Todd. You name an actress, she's probably in a D Wallace. I mean, it's just stacked. And the trailer just popped up for that. So I got to give a big shout out. And I'm excited because Doomsday's Crypt's going to be in that movie. And it's involving a lot of those guys. David Howard Thornton's in the movie. So it's
a big deal. I mean, people, for that whole crew, for David and the writer and director Damien. I mean, it's a big deal, right? I mean, those guys have been working a long time doing what they're doing, and for them to start getting the publicity and in the mainstream publicity. That doesn't always happen, and I'm glad it happened to them because they, like I said, I got to meet them both personally, and some of the other people that have been on the movies that worked with them, and everybody says, good things, and it's nice to see. Someone just popped in.
Yeah, it's Josh, but I don't know if I'm going to see if his face pops, and I don't know if he's actually even making it. But I got to meet him at KC, the Comic-Con in Kansas City, and I got to speak with them a little bit, and they were really nice guys. You know who I spoke the most with Terrifier about? Brent Spiner, Data. I had my Terrifier sweatshirt on, and he was kind of across from them. And his son's a huge horror fan. And so I just started talking. I mean, I'm sure he talks Star Trek all day. He loves it. But he was curious about the Terrifier thing. He didn't know a lot about it. And obviously, Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton are across from him. I mean, like, well, it's a horror movie, and these guys are really knocking down doors with what they did. They really jumped all these obstacles with the talented team. That guy over there does all the SFX, writes, directs. That one over there, without even using his voice, is able to create a character with a ton of personality. And he was just curious about it. For like 5 minutes or so, we were talking about them over there. So I talked less about Terrifier with them than I did with Data from Star Trek, which was kind of ironic.
All right, what's going on with the folks in the chat room? Anybody got any questions that
Gonzalez, Regulators, Mount Up, Young Guns, one of my favorite movies.
So Sean Heights, so he is a director, and his brother, I worked with very close because he did all the music for Monster Garage for 20 years. Richard Heights and that Monster Garage and all the different songs that we used on the TV show. His brother Sean is a director. He's directed Bill Moseley and a couple things. He has got a thing called Cannibal Comedian, a movie they did. Obviously a stand-up comedian who is a cannibal, and we're going to go watch the premiere next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. Real good up and coming director that's got to work with some really good people, and I totally love the idea of a stand-up comedian who's eating folks. So we're going to go check that out. I know Joe Gonzalez is going to be there June 13th, and Sean was in Joe's music video that I did as well, which I think is almost done. I think the video is close to being done, which is exciting. So so little shout out to Sean Heights and Cannibal Comedian.
I'm sold on it. Cannibals.
Oh, the trailer's great, and I'm bugging him. I'm like, listen, Cannibal Comedian 2, on the high seas, the cruise ship version. I'm in. I keep pumping them with ideas. So
there you go. Hey, you definitely go out of your way and persistent with all your heart and passion. You're ready to help. You love to do these projects, and I'd love to see you get involved with some of these talented people that you really like. I think
well, listen, it's doing good. I got to work with Sean C. Phillips, who I've heard about a long time. That's going to be that movie is going to be, telling you, Desert Fiends is going to be the grossest movie. And I like to use that term gross. And you say, well, listen, it's going to be the grossest movie you've seen in 30, 40 years.
I got Josh calling me. Hold on one sec. I'm giving you the spotlight, Schwag.
All right, go ahead, do that. Let me see. Joe Gonzalez, Dirty Joe, says, we just need to get the digital FX, and it's coming to you soon. That's great, Joe. That's awesome. Joe, who was in Desert Fiends, who's a musician who also likes to do some acting. He's part of our mutant squad in Desert Fiends. So that's good to know. And a lot of good stuff coming up. We got, Buffalo, Nickel City Con in Buffalo coming up at the end of this month, July 1st and 2nd, I believe. We're going to be in Buffalo, New York with the folks from Frightmare in the Falls. And then I'm also going to be at Deadly Grounds, I believe, on June 29th. That's up in Canada, folks. That's across the border from Buffalo. Going to be about an hour and a half, I think, across the border. We're going to be signing on the 29th, I believe, of June at Deadly Grounds, Canada, the coffee shop. So make sure for all our Canadian friends, if you're near there, come out and see it. So that'll be awesome. And then Buffalo, the Nickel City Con is that's been going on for a while, but they the guys from Frightmare in the Falls are now helping run it. So I'm real excited for those guys. And that's going to be that's got a big con. That's going to be big. I mean, there's a lot of different, not just horror folks, obviously. They got a lot of mainstream actors there. So if you're in the Buffalo area, Nickel City Con, if you're on the Ontario side of the border in Canada, June 29th, this month, come see me at Deadly Grounds. You can go to their website on Instagram and see what's up. And of course, Adrian Deacon's Elder from Scarefest, who just pops in. We really like her, appreciate her. Scarefest just keeps bringing in these huge guests. I mean, it's probably one of the best guest lineups I've ever seen in my life at a con. I mean, Adrian, since you're in the chat room, this might be your biggest one yet, right? I mean, with all the folks that you got coming in. And so that's going to be awesome. I know they're excited, and they work very hard to put that thing on to make sure it's real fun for everybody. So there's so many cons you can choose from. We try to give you, ticket sales are great, good crowds. That's awesome. On the show here, we try to cover, small cons and big cons, and, we try to cover everybody, and we don't judge. We just try to tell you what's cool and who's got what coming up and where we're going to be making appearances at. And if we have friends, friends of the show that are going to be somewhere else, we don't mind talking about it, obviously. And we have a lot of people that are going to be at Scarefest and obviously Krypticon, Denver, Minnesota, Kansas City. Those are going on this year. John's going to be at all those. I'll be at the Denver one with him and with Doug Tate and a few other people. So it's turning out to be it's going to be a big end of the, big middle of the year towards the end. So, and if you don't already have your plans for October, you better start getting going, man, because October is going to be just crazy with all the different cons going on. I personally start in Vegas.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Hello, Adrian. What is going on, Larry D? Good to see both of you guys here. And I can't hear Brett because I got it on mute. All right. Now I should be able to hear you.
Are you back? All right.
Yeah, I'm back. What
All
is
right,
up?
buddy.
Our good friend Adrian from Scarefest. We were just talking about
Oh,
how
look at this.
wonderful her and Brandon and Scarefest team are, and
Yeah,
Larry.
they're gonna.
Dees. Oh, go ahead.
What is that? Yeah, she's gonna be at
FrankenCon.
Orbit DVD presents Bride of FrankenCon this weekend, second year show. Love these guys. That's awesome. You know, Adrian. See, you know what's great about Adrian, right? And the folks, you see him at other shows, which is nice. I met them at Horror Hound. I met her at Horror Hound, and that was great. And it's nice to see that these folks go out and support other shows and their friends and go check out what's going on, because you do want to see what's going on in the other cons, right? I love to go see the different stuff. A big thing that folks are doing now is they're doing like the kill shack. So when you're doing photos in the background, they'll have a whole, Friday the 13th set up, or they'll have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre set up in the background, which is really nice. And Adrian is saying, yes, we love to support everyone, which is nice. And that's the way it should be in the community, right? We all want to support each other, and that's the way it should be. All right, listen, buddy, now that you're back on.
Yeah. Oh, well, I talked to Josh. We're gonna shoot, guys. He's been having internet problems. I feel terrible for this man, because we really want to talk about this three-eyed demon. We are gonna try. It'll probably be a short stream, maybe a half hour if anybody's around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully we can get a decent connection from him, get a chance to talk with him about this amazing piece, all the stuff he sculpted, the scarecrow that he's just did. That thing is awesome. I really like that scarecrow he did. And he's worked on some other pieces and masks that he's sculpted. And it's not your typical stuff. He's real creative, does his own original designs, and I dig it.
All right, buddy. Well, listen.
2 p.m. tomorrow.
2 p.m. tomorrow. You go do your deal. I got to go feed the dog.
All right.
Take a shower. I just wanted to pop in. I saw you hanging there by yourself. I figured, well, you know what? If I can't go in there and hang out with John for a couple minutes.
I had the demon. I had Arnold behind me. That was fine. No big deal.
It's not a big deal. All right, buddy.
No problem. All right. See you later, Brett. All right, guys. I am going to log off myself. Appreciate you guys coming in here. Like I said, tomorrow at 2 p.m. we're going to try to get Josh Lucas in here, see if we can get a good connection for him, because he's excited to meet everybody, talk to you guys, and go over how he put this together and the whole process we went through. And it was a lot. We discussed a lot of the stuff and with the light up eye. So it'll be a lot of fun if you guys are around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what Beatrice's schedule is. I will find out, and I will let you guys know as soon as possible if we have a Wednesday show, and those are at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye on the Doomsday's Krypt Facebook page and group, and we'll keep you updated. Also the YouTube channel. And until next time, peace out.